start of day 6. I've left camp now. It's just before 8. It's been a bit of an obstacle course already this morning. A bit of this going on. So yesterday was a real junk day. I wasn't happy with it, and of course, as you know, my iPhone just decided to pack in the shits for some reason. It is now not functioning at all. I'm just letting it die, totally die, to the point that it has 0 battery, and then I'll see if I can get some charge into it. It looked like this morning I did a quick plug-in with my smaller battery pack, and it seems to like the smaller battery pack, so I was getting nothing from the big one or the solar panel, but it showed that it wanted to charge. Mate, this place is mind-boggling rough in here. So I didn't charge it because I want to actually go completely dead, so today I'll be walking without it. I have my GPS watch and I have my Mini. Both actually now get navigating for me. I've got them both to navigate now. Usually I just have my watch navigating and the other one just plotting points, but now they're both navigating. We'll see how we go today. I'm in better spirits than I was last night. Oh, last night I just wanted to end the whole thing. I was really in the dumps yesterday. Had a good sleep though, so it wasn't as cold as they said. They said it was going to be 3. I believe it was like 7. And I had did I have everything? I had everything on. The only thing that I didn't put over the top of me would have been my raincoat. Otherwise I wore everything, including my merino buff, and I was crazy toasty. So yesterday was just, sorry, Blackberry, catching you. Yesterday was just a day of gear failures, which really just did me in. So one of them I've field repaired, which was basically, I don't have a sleeping bag, I have a quilt, which means, it's a sleeping bag without a back. So it has like a foot box that I can cinch up or undo to make it into a flat blanket, depending. Now it has snaps on it to do this, right? At the start of the walk, I just clipped them all together, and I'm just going to leave them there like that and just have a foot box the whole time. It's going to be cold. But there's one that goes up around the top, which you can then, oh, it's a bog here. This is actually a real bog here. There's one up there's a snap at the top that then creates a closed loop, and then there's a drawstring, and then you can cinch it around your neck, like some sleeping bags have, right? Well, that snap has always been so tight, and you've always had to be really careful to get it to undo. And finally, and this has happened once before and I did repair it, it let go. So the snap piece that's supposed to separate from the closed buff part, it's now inside there, and it's separated, so it's now a totally broken snap. So luckily I still had a couple of hair ties on my backpack, which is a bit of a throwaway to long hair when I walked last time. So I was able to cut one of those in half, because it's just the little black hair ties. Cut one of those in half, and I could feed it through 2 little loops near the turnbuckles, where basically they're closing webbing stitch that they've got, and it's left a little bit open, and I was able to feed it in there on both and then tie a knot to keep it together. So even though I don't have the buckle and I can't undo it now, I'm not going to anyway. I literally was cinching it up every night. I can now go back to getting that tight around my neck if I want to, which I did last night, and it worked fine. So that was one that was solved. The other one is this little bastard here. My Garmin watch is hating getting recharged. It'll charge 2% of the time and then stop. So I've got to keep taking the cable out, plugging it in, letting it charge. Now, yesterday when I got to camp at 3, the sun was still up and I had the solar panel out, and I plugged it into the solar panel, and it ran all the way from hang on, let me just bash through here. We're through. It ran from 15% up to 97 before the sun went over the hill. So it likes the solar panel. So I'm thinking what I will do from now on, because we're supposed to have sunny days, and the solar panel outdid itself yesterday. It recharged my whole, well, it wouldn't have been quite, but it would have recharged 10 amp hours in my 20 amp hour battery. It fully charged my Garmin Mini from halfway up, so it did that as well, and it got my watch to 97%. So, and it would have charged at full if the sun hadn't gone over the mountain that's right next to us. You know, there's plenty of day left. It just, the mountain's in the way. So it outdid itself yesterday. So I think I will just plug it in, my watch, into it sometime today. And when I know when, I would say when I get to the dam, I know the track's simple then, right? I just got to keep the dam on my left and just keep bopping along. I think I'll plug it in there and I'll just let it charge on the solar panel, which I drape off the back of my backpack, right, like a cape. So I think that's what I'll do, and I'll just let it charge. I can still use it if I need to, but I shouldn't have to rely on navigation too much at that point. Just keep the dam on the left and keep bopping south. So that will be what I do, I think. Let me through you, little bugger. Bloody blackberries. Blackberries are nasty, and this track should be named the Blackberry Track. I'll give you the drum. There's been hardly a kilometre that hasn't had blackberries on it. Alright, so today it's supposed to be 25 k's. I should talk about today. Today should be 25 k's to Blowering Dam campsite, which is at the top end, but I've real bee in my bonnet now about the detours. That's annoyed me, that big time annoyed me. So I want to make that time back, because really yesterday I should have been at Blowering Dam instead of here. Even though I'd booked the site here, the way things had worked out, I would have just gone straight past here and kept going to Blowering Dam, because I was so close to here already. I would have got here at 9 in the morning yesterday. So to me, the detours put me a day behind. So I think I'm just going to camp wherever now. Flat spot, near water, which is what I did 2 nights ago. Found a flat spot, there was water, that's it. Right there, Matt, down tools. Let's go here. So I think that's what I'll do, because I would really like to get to the foot of the Buttagong Falls, not to the falls, but to the mountain, to the base of it. So that morning is just going up it. Nothing before to wear me out. Just full of beans in the morning, take it on. Then get over the top. I was going to camp at the hut at the top, but depending on how we go up, I mean, it's the biggest climb of the whole walk. Let's see how we go. Whoop, hole there, rabbit hole there. Watch out for the rabbit holes, people, and the wombat holes. Lots of those here too. We will even push on then, so it's supposed to be 12 days. I'll do it less. I'll try and do it in less. Well, I'll give you an update on my feet. Thought my right foot had got away with everything so far because it hadn't been bugging me. Then I started getting a pain just across the top of my foot, just back from the big toe. I didn't know what that was. I had put some tape across there before, and I don't know, I was only getting it onto sense, so I assumed my foot driving down into the front of the shoe as I was coming down, because like I say, yesterday it was all descending until I got down, and that was just little up and down dales alongside the river here. But when I got to camp, I discovered it wasn't a blister, but it's like it's rubbed the skin raw off the top of my foot. So I put a blister patch on it, even though I know it's not a blister, but that's extra protection. And I put tape on my feet. There's only a very small part of my foot now that isn't covered in tape, which is just the arch is the only place. And I have a small blister on the big outside of the big toe. Again, I think that's just from driving down the hills. Well, this track is hard to pick up. Could go anywhere. More signage would be great here, Hume and Hovell, when your track's this messy. Oh, I believe it's this way. I'm not 100% though. There is worn something into the ground here. Let me know if I'm wrong, GPS. Up this way. I'm now getting wet feet right this moment, walking through knee-high grass. See? Look at that lovely start to the morning. I've got wet socks, I can feel my socks wet. I don't want wet feet. Means all my tape will start coming off. Here we are, found a track. So anyway, I think the whole right foot's just purely from driving down hills are the issues there. Left foot, I knew I had troubles on the left foot. I had that big blister, 2 blisters, remember, on the inside of the foot, just back from the big toe. They turned into one giant blister, and it actually had, by the time I got here, it had torn open. So I actually cut all that back out, because that's all dead skin. I cut that all back out and put a giant blister patch over it, and then lots of tape over the top, and we'll see how we go. I mean, it hasn't been hurting me. I know that it's there, but it hasn't really twigged and really annoyed me so much. Now, I did the Great North Walk last year, and I had huge problems with blisters on the outside of my heel on both feet. Well, one has developed on my left foot in identical spots to the last ones, which actually scarred that they were that bad. So I have them straight over the top of where they were before. So that one there, I've had to treat. It now has a big blister patch over it and lots of tape. And out of everything that I have with my feet, it's the one that's hurting the most. It's the one who does not want to go in a shoe. And right now, you know, I can tell that I've changed my walking style slightly to sort of take weight off that part of my foot. It's not me doing it deliberately, subconscious is doing that to me, but I can tell I'm more on the ball of my foot all of a sudden. So, you know, that'll bring other problems with me down the track. So, we'll see. Otherwise, knees have been pretty good. Every now and then they remind me that they're not happy about the day, but they get over themselves pretty quickly. Muscles, the leg muscles, we're just fatigued in the leg muscles, but we walk it out in the morning and they still get me to camp at the end of the day, so they're okay. Pack is starting to get a bit lighter. I believe I have, day 6. I believe I have 5 days of food in my backpack now. With 6 days is obviously on my hip still, because I'll be eating that today. But I only have 5 now, so I've got 3 out. It's made a big difference. The pack's actually smaller behind me now. It's not above my head like it had been. And my shoulders, oh, it has carved up my shoulders for a little while now due to it being so heavy. But feels more manageable today, so we're trying to keep our spirits up. Looking at anything that's positive right this second. So, I mean, if my phone doesn't get up and firing this afternoon when I plug it in and then it starts working normally, I'm going to rely on these 2 gadgets to get me home. And then, of course, you know, I have to go through all the rigmarole of fighting with bloody Apple to get them to fix or to exchange because of a dud bloody super expensive product. So I buy them outright. I don't buy them on a plan. I buy them outright. So it costs me a lot of money for something that lasts 4 weeks. Nah, doesn't work. So that's something I've got to look forward to when I get home. And then explaining, oh, why didn't you turn up straight away when it was busted? Why'd you wait a week and a half to come in? Well, dude, I was in the middle of the bush walking. I didn't have a car, and obviously didn't have a phone to call anybody to come and get me. So what was my option? Walk out. So that's it. You know, have a look at this. This is the best bit of trail we've had all day. Junk. Evening everybody, this is the end of day 6. First day that I didn't have the use of the maps on my phone, and I just had to use the GPS here and on the Mini. The day was slow. They plot points like a kilometre apart, so you get places where it's a bit more interesting than that and a bit more twitchy, so you don't really have a good go at knowing exactly where you are, which on the phone I could zoom in and for the phone one I plot it really tight, so it's very close to the trail no matter where I am. It's pretty spot on. This one's not really, they just do long points. But anyway, look, I'm at Blowering Dam north end, so I didn't get lost. A few times I really had to look around, but that's not really my fault. That's Hume and Hovell they're crazy. They've got these white plastic posts that look like the reflector posts you see on the side of the road, and they have a bandy base. It's supposed to be knocked and flipped back up. If you go to any pastoral land, sheep or cattle, they're nearly almost all down. So a lot of the time today, we were coming through farmland, and you'd see a post, and if the post doesn't have an arrow sticker on it, you assume you still go straight, all right? That's what you got to assume. So that's what you would do. And then you'd hope the hell you could see one in the distance. And if you couldn't, you sort of just walked and walked. The thing that saved me a lot today is the little stairs over the fence that they have going around. All right, the stairs over the fence, especially the copper log ones that they have this V-shaped railing with one down the middle, V-shaped, and they were like pointers. If you couldn't find a marker or through a whole field that could be 500 meters, a kilometer, and you're not seeing anything, you're just walking aimlessly through a field. I learned to scour the fence lines, and then you'd see this shape, because they stick up obviously higher than the fence because you're going up and over, and then you just go for it. That's where you got to go. I got to go there. So that I learned really quickly. Look along the fence lines, Matt. So it was slower today. I ended up staying here. It ends up being a 27k day here. I thought it'd be 25 to this north end, but it's 27. So I was going to do a 30 day. I mean, 3 more kilometers along isn't much anyway. The next actual campsite is 8.5 from here. So if this had been 25, maybe a bit less to here, I may have gone on, but I was done. I was shot today. This is day 6. Corresponds with the day 6 I had on the Great North Walk. I was shot that day as well. So I decided this would be the place. Pull up stumps. It's quite nice here. It's sort of a cut road that they've widened along the side of the dam, and they've put in a shelter and a mosquito wrigglers infested tank. So don't get that. I just scour down the bank to get the water out of the dam, which is perfectly fine. It's crystal clear. Looks really nice. So that's what I did instead. But I have a fire. This is my first night with a fire. I'm sitting too far away from it right this very second to get any heat. So when I finish talking to you guys, I'm going back over to the fire. But it was good. I had 2 firsts today. 2 firsts. My first live snake was on the ridge line that you have to cross over on between Thomas Boyd and here. There's a ridge line. It's very bushy, and I came across a red belly black snake, full size, top neck, so shiny, and it was just laying on the trail. So I stopped. I had enough time to take a photo before it buggered off. But it sort of sat there, and then when it decided to go, wow, gee, they move fast. And it disappeared in a split second, and I had no idea where it went. No idea. I couldn't see it. So that was my first live snake for this walk. But I saw 2. I saw a baby. So I don't know what type of snake it is. They all look the same at a young age. It was only 30 centimeters long, and it was just before coming into the small little townish setup they've got at the bottom of the dam here. And he was actually in the shoulder of the road. So I don't know how long he's going to last, because there's quarry trucks running up and down that road all the time. So he may have a short life. And my first that's happened is I saw an emu in the wild. I mean, while I'm walking. I've seen them driving past in a car, but this is my first time walking in the wild, seeing them. Damn, that's a big bird. He was just mulling around in a pastoral paddock with the cows, minding his own business. He wasn't too far from me, and he didn't care. Wow. So that was good. So, apart from not having a phone that worked, so I could really get the detail of where I was going. It actually was a really nice, picturesque walk. A lot of elevation though, 750 metres of gain today. Some of the pastoral walk was just horrible. I mean, there's a fence line that goes straight up the hill. They just went to follow the fence line, you know. So you were just trudging straight up the hill, straight back down the other side. So that was tough. That was tough. But the ridge line that you had to walk over where I saw the snake, that was bush, and that was pretty in there. Very scrubby and lots of grass trees, and it was what you want to see when you're doing those sorts of walks. So that was really nice in there. I enjoyed that. And then really, that was the pinnacle. That was the pinnacle. Also seeing the two snakes and the emu were great, but they can keep the pastoral walks. They were just crazy. So so as you can see, I'm tired. I've eaten. I saved my Mars bar that I'd had for my snacks and decided I was going to eat it for my dessert tonight. So that was nice. While I was lighting the fire and getting warm, I was sitting there eating the bar. That was a good finish to the day. So an update on the phone. I let it go totally dead. So I'd press the side buttons and it would tell me I need to put a charger in it. It was saying it was dead. All right. And I thought, it's not dead. I'd like it to be dead. But it's not. So we've got the camp. I charged up the watch and I charged up some batteries that I needed to charge for the GoPro that I'm talking to you guys with. And now I've plugged the phone in and the phone is charging and the screen is responsive to what I'm asking it to do, which it totally wasn't yesterday. I mean, it called emergency services all by itself and I couldn't stop it because I couldn't do anything with the screen. So I had to tell the dude on the other end, sorry mate, the phone called you, not me. And he said, okay, I'll hang up. So lucky that happened. But bloody hell. Oh, that's so annoying. I got this phone because my other one was trying to cook itself. It was coming to the end of its life and I didn't think it would make this trip. That's why I got a new one. I'm a bit dirty. This one's played up so quickly. So I'm hoping it'll get me to the end of the trail. I still intend to go into Apple and, give them what for. Tell them they need to do something because I'm not keeping a phone that's had a bloody crap shoot on me at some point. But this is a nice spot here. I'll enjoy walking along here for the next day. It'll be relatively flat. I assume we're going to pop up and down over, the small little molehills that are beside the dam, but mainly it'll be flat. I can't see the elevation gain that we're getting from today, like for tomorrow. So hopefully I can really get right down the bottom. There is this decent ridge before you go up Budong to see Budong Falls, and that I think that's going to be something like 1,000 meters of gain in one go. That's the climb you got to do. Weejaspa Mountain was 900 in gain. I think this one's 1,000. So because it's the highest peak, we'll be getting to the highest peak that day. So not tomorrow, the day after. So I'd like to get, if I could, get down there, get over that small ridge that's there and camp right at the base so I can just take on the mountain right from the start when I'm feeling half decent and, not halfway into my day like I was with Weejaspa and, enough cooked that I didn't enjoy going up. So I'd like to have a good go, enjoying going up there. There's waterfalls and stuff, so I will be stopping and taking photos, so we'll see. But yeah, that's about it. Tent's pitched. I've pitched the tent another 2 centimeters taller than I have been. It's too tall for what it requires, but I've had the worst condensation in the tent for days now. to the point that I have like a small camp hiking towels, like a chamois, and I have to wring that out, 20 times while I'm wiping it down, and it's dripping from the inside of the tent. Even the outside's starting to do it. So I'm thinking we're not supposed to have rain tonight. I think the cold night has already passed, so this should be a warmer night. I am thinking of leaving one of the doors open just so air will come in and see if that takes on the condensation. I can always zip the door closed if it gets too cold, but I think I might leave the door open. I'll leave the one facing the dam open. That's the east side. The breeze seems to be coming from the west, coming over the hill and down to the dam. So, but my tent's symmetrical anyway, so I can zip one side or the other. So if the wind's changed, I'll zip down that side and zip open the other side. But I just think I need some more air circulation in there, because I must be snoring. I'll wake myself up. I go, who made that noise? It was me. So I'm assuming I'm putting out a lot of vapor when I'm sleeping at the moment, because I'm sleeping right through. The last 2 nights have been right through. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that will do me for this pile of yabbering I'm doing aimlessly tonight. See how we go tomorrow. I'll catch you. All right, take it easy. See ya.